Let's start with what I think is the best do-it-all monitor that money can buy right now. It's actually the monitor that I'm personally using, and it's been my main monitor for a while now. The LG 32GS95UE, aka the 32-inch dual-mode OLED. Yes, it is pretty expensive, but it also has this glorious 32-inch 4K OLED panel that clocks at 240Hz. It's amazing for video editing, working with text, watching videos, you name it, and of course for gaming. The larger 32-inch panel takes some getting used to for FPS games, but it's actually super nice that you don't have to sit that close to the panel and it still covers a large field of view. This monitor also has the option to switch to 1080p 480Hz with a click of a button. Definitely nice to have. Now I'm also going to link the Asus PG32 UCDP down below, which is essentially the same monitor but from Asus. I pick whichever is less expensive in your region. A 32-inch QD OLED monitor also is a great option, especially if you're not a fan of matte coatings. Personally, I like the matte coating of the 32-inch WOLED panel, but yeah, I do understand the appeal of a glossy QD OLED. And the model that I personally get is the MSI 321UPX. I haven't tested this specific model yet, but it's usually less expensive than most other 32-inch QD OLED models, while still offering all the features you'd want. And performance-wise, all the 32-inch QD OLEDs are pretty similar anyways, so price becomes the main deciding factor. That said, I strongly recommend going for a flat, non-curved model like the 321UPX if you want a glossy QD OLED. Because curved panels create this carnival mirror effect that stretches reflections horizontally, making them more distracting. Glossy and curved really don't pair well. Now, if gaming is your priority, you really can't go wrong with a 27-inch 1440p high refresh rate monitor. My top recommendations here are these two WOLED monitors from LG and AOC. These usually are the most affordable name brand options that come with LG Display's 27-inch 240Hz WOLED panel. A well-proven panel at this point. It has amazing black levels, kind of a bad pixel structure for reading text, decent brightness, and the response times are top-notch. That's like the quick 2-second summary. You can pick these up for $600 or less now, so these are like the entry point to the world of OLED gaming monitors, at least when it comes to mainstream brands. The least expensive monitors with this panel actually start at like $500 or less, but you're looking at brands like KDC, Kure, or InnoCN at this price point. I'm not implying these are going to be worse than the name brand options, but you definitely got to be a bit more adventurous to go with one of these, considering burn-in warranty and things like that. Now, if you prefer a glossy monitor, there's actually one monitor that has a glossy version of the same WOLED panel. It's this one from Asus. It's a few bucks more expensive, but it might be worth the premium if you want that glossy WOLED panel. Another great option is the MSI Mag 271QPX. It's using a glossy QD OLED panel, also 1440p, also 27-inch, but it clocks at 360Hz. That's not a massive uplift from 240Hz, but if you're lucky you can find it on sale for about $600, so you might be able to get it for less money than the glossy Asus. Now, if you don't like the idea of getting an OLED monitor, a 240Hz IPS monitor still is a great alternative. My top recommendation here is the LG 27GR83Q. Sure, it doesn't have the same contrast and black level as an OLED, not by a long shot, but it can definitely hold its own when it comes to gaming. Technically, the response times of a comparable OLED monitor are magnitudes faster, and the IPS panel does have more ghosting, yes, but in-game it's actually not that noticeable. And on the plus side, this monitor is a good bit more affordable than its OLED counterpart, as you can usually get it below $350. I also linked two alternatives in the description that perform very similar to the LG, in case the LG isn't available in your region. Currently, for 180Hz OLED is pretty much the pinnacle of gaming monitors, so this is what I'd recommend if you're looking for the ultimate gaming monitor for FPS games and such. Right now, there's only one monitor available that comes with a 480Hz 1440p OLED panel, the Asus PG27 AQDP. But LG have just announced their own model with the same panel, which likely performs very similar to the Asus. It's not on sale yet, but it might be worth waiting a bit longer for LG's version, as it supports DisplayPort 2.1, which the Asus does not. If If you're looking for a 34-inch ultrawide, my top recommendation is the LG 34GS95QE. A bit of an underrated monitor, honestly. The 240Hz WOLED panel looks as amazing as you'd expect, and it's actually pretty bright for an OLED. It's also typically one of the more reasonably priced monitors in its class, and you can often find it on sale for roughly $700 US. Some people might be put off by the strong 800R curve, and yeah, it's strong, but in my experience you get used to it quickly. And yeah, it has a matte coating, which I actually think makes a lot of sense for a curved monitor specifically. Again, curved and glossy is not a good combination. If you still want a glossy ultrawide, I'd probably go with the Alienware AW3423DWF. It's usually one of the most affordable options with the 34-inch 175Hz QD OLED panel, and I've often seen it go on sale in the $650 to $700 range. So yeah, these are my picks for the best monitors on the market. Everything's linked down below. I know there was a lot of OLEDs, not everyone's gonna be happy with that, but I've also made a video about the best value monitors you can buy, which is LCD only. I'm linking it on screen right now. Probably worth a watch if you don't like OLEDs, or don't want to spend like upwards of $600 on a monitor. Thanks for watching, bis zum nächsten Video.